Nobody spoke for several seconds after Jonah disappeared. The flashlight trembled violently in Ethan's hand as he stared out the open window. Jonah still stood in the street below, perfectly still, smiling. Then the streetlights flickered, and he was gone. Mira grabbed Ethan's arm hard enough to hurt. "We need to leave, right now." "Go where?" Lena snapped. Her voice cracked immediately after. Not anger. Fear. Pure fear. Ethan forced himself to think. "Downstairs," he said quickly. "Stay together." They rushed from the room. The hallway felt different now, longer, darker. And as they ran, doors began opening by themselves. Slow creaks echoed behind them, one after another. Ethan refused to look inside, but Mira did, just once, and immediately regretted it. Inside one room sat dozens of people, motionless, facing the wall, every single one whispering softly, "I remember, I remember, I remember." Mira nearly screamed. "Don't look in the rooms." Lena grabbed her hand and pulled her forward. The whispers followed them down the hallway, growing louder, more desperate. "I remember my daughter. I remember my face. Please don't let me forget." Then the voices changed, suddenly angry. "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?" The doors slammed shut all at once. The hallway lights exploded. Darkness swallowed everything. Then came footsteps, running behind them, fast. Too fast. Ethan swung the flashlight backward. The beam caught something for half a second. A person crawling across the ceiling. Its limbs bent the wrong way. Its face twitched constantly, like it couldn't decide what it wanted to look like. Then it vanished into the dark. Mira screamed this time. They ran faster. They burst out of the diner into cold night air, but the town outside had changed. The streets were no longer empty. People stood everywhere now, dozens of them, motionless, silent, watching. Every person in town had stopped whatever they were doing, standing in doorways, at windows, under streetlights, and every single one stared directly at them. None of them blinked. "Oh God," Lena whispered. An old woman tilted her head slowly as they passed. A man standing beside a mailbox smiled faintly. Children stood in the middle of the road holding hands, staring silently. "What do they want?" Mira whispered. Ethan's stomach tightened. "I don't think they know." That answer scared him more than anything else. As they moved carefully down the street, Ethan noticed something worse. The people didn't look fully real. Some faces were blurry. Some flickered slightly when he looked directly at them, like unfinished memories pretending to be human. Then one of them spoke, a little girl near the sidewalk. "Which one of you forgot first?" Nobody answered. The girl smiled wider. "That's how it starts." The street lights dimmed instantly. The crowd took one synchronized step toward them. "Run!" The thought hit all three of them at once. They sprinted down the street as the entire town began moving behind them, not running, walking, slowly, calmly, which somehow made it worse. Ethan risked a glance backward. The people followed in complete silence, hundreds of them now emerging from buildings and alleyways, watching, walking. And among them he saw Jonah, still smiling, still wrong. But now Jonah wasn't walking. He was standing perfectly still while the others moved around him, watching Ethan directly. Then Jonah mouthed something silently. Ethan slowed slightly, trying to read it. Behind him, Lena shouted, "Ethan!" Too late. Jonah's face changed suddenly, not twisted, not monstrous, empty, completely empty, like someone had erased the idea of him. Ethan stumbled backward in horror, and in that moment, the crowd vanished, gone. The street became silent again, empty, as if nothing had ever been there. Mira was breathing hard beside him. What just happened? Nobody answered, because Ethan noticed something far worse. The notebook, gone. Lena froze when she realized. No. Her hands shook frantically. I had it. I know I had it. Ethan's pulse spiked instantly. Without the notebook, without the names, Mira suddenly looked confused. Wait. Both Ethan and Lena turned toward her immediately. What? Ethan asked carefully. Mira frowned deeply, looking directly at Lena. Have we met before? Silence. Absolute silence. Lena's face drained of color. Mira, she whispered. You know me? Mira's breathing quickened. I think I do. Think, not know. The town was speeding up. The bell rang at exactly 6:17. All three of them froze. The sound echoed unnaturally through the town, deep, heavy, wrong. Then Ethan saw it at the end of the street, a church, black stone, tall windows, a massive clock tower frozen at 6:17. Its doors stood open, and inside, light. Lena stared at it. I think it wants us to go there. No chance, Mira said instantly, but Ethan wasn't listening. Because above the church doors, words had been carved into the stone. To remember is to suffer. The bell rang again, and this time a voice came with it, soft, whispering directly into Ethan's mind. You left her behind. He froze. Sophie. For one horrible second, he couldn't remember her face anymore. Then the church doors slowly began closing by themselves, and before they shut completely, Ethan saw movement inside. A person standing beneath the bell tower, watching them, holding the notebook.